Welcome to Hardware, where we build working systems and discuss where tech is headed in Asia. Today we dive deeper into AI agents and their security holes, and I'll talk about a solution and how I've built it. Since the last video, many have asked me why are we bothering with OpenClaw and what it is. Well, it's got so much hype because of the endless possibilities. Even though it's been advertised as a productivity assistant, it can do a lot more than that. It can connect into your browser and browse the web for you, or even your Gmail. But that's just the surface level. That's the productivity. It can connect into your camera feed, actually. And you can ask it to look at your feed and suggest you a grocery list, or monitor your day-to-day and give you reminders based on the mood that you were in. You can even ask it to do crazier things like remind me to look at security flaws in my website, attack my website on its own, expose security flaws, raise a PR or pull request, and fix that bug and send me the pull request to approve. And you can do all of that through any chat application. You just need to have it running, as I mentioned in the last video, on a Mac Mini. Now, of course, it's secured if you run it in a locked down virtual machine. And that's what we're going to discuss more today. So I first want to talk about my setup and how I created this. So I'm using anti-gravity as my IDE. I could have used Cursor. As you can see, I'm logged out. I couldn't really get it to get good quality output. I am primarily using Claude Code in the terminal. I was very skeptical and hesitant to use multiple Claude Code sessions. So I'm trying to get the hang of it. I've got 2 sessions running on different Git work trees. And one of them is working on WhatsApp issues and the other may work on UI enhancements. So I took quite a while to actually code this out because of the network layer and the infrastructure layer. So for those who say that AI can vibe code every solution, that is inaccurate. So I wanted to introduce you to tropic.bot. So you can sign up for early access. I haven't launched this yet. However, this is basically a one-click secure solution for OpenClaw. So even for a non-technical user, all you need to do is press launch, connect to WhatsApp, and you're done. So all you do is you press launch. So create a VM on AWS. It locks down the security groups, so it will only allow access to your IP. Of course, if you're a more technical user, you can configure that. I've also configured credits, so this draws down when the VM is running, as well as you use the default LLM key, although you can set up your own one. I'm only supporting Claude for now, and you can top up your credits by going to add credits. For more technical users, you may go to My Bots or Settings to configure the IP rules. But for now, what will happen right after you have set up the instance is key in your phone number, save it, then scan the QR code on WhatsApp. So you can refer to the previous video if you want to understand how to set this up with your WhatsApp. So that will log in. Now on my WhatsApp, I'll be asked to create a nickname for my device. It may take a little while to sync the WhatsApp messages to OpenClaw, but once that's done, you'll be able to talk to your number that you set up. Right, so all you need to do is send a message through here and OpenClaw will reply. Now, one of the things that I have not done is create an identity for OpenClaw, although you can set that up in the chat as well. The other things which I allow you to do is to create a private SSH key to SSH in. You can also go to the proxied URL and you can chat from there as well. Again, this is only allowed through your IP. Now, when you navigate to that page, the first things I do is to pair it up as well as set the token. But it is a fully working OpenClaw instance, so you can configure the channels, overview, just as you would with an OpenClaw instance on your own machine. Now, if we go back to here, I do not expect you to have to go to the HTTPS URL. You can additionally come into the chat and it will show you the OpenClaw dashboard in an iframe. While that's loading, if I bring you to settings, now for secured instance, you need to set up secured allowed commands that you allow OpenClaw to run. The vision for this project is to be able to orchestrate across multiple VMs, and each VM will have an OpenClaw instance that can perform a particular set of tasks. Because once you set up a certain amount of skills, the performance starts to degrade. So you may want it to have access to your calendar and email in one, and perhaps one connects to your smart home, another connects to your Notion, and they all could talk to each other and perform various activities. Now, the other security controls on here are that you can set up phone numbers that you allow, you can set up credit guardrails, you can set up the skills that you want in the VMs, and you can set up the security rules for your IP. You can even set up CIDR ranges, so these are simply passed through into AWS. If you want to understand how it works under the hood, go ahead and SSH in. And this is where the OpenClaw dashboard is directly in the iframe. So you can go ahead and set it up just as you would with a normal dashboard. So that was a demo of Tropic. Feel free to request for early access. So we're going to start to see more production grade, locally hosted, on-prem agentic solutions. These solutions will be able to run commands. You'll be able to limit the commands as well as the data that it can control. There will be more dynamic approvals and decisions required, because with agentic solutions, the decisions being made are no longer static. You will not be able to predict ahead of time or approve ahead of time what these decisions are going to be. With large businesses, regulated businesses, not only will we need the FEAT principles, we're going to need more boundaries. We're going to need a change of mindset around the decision boundaries. With AI, we cannot just simply approve ahead of time. We cannot simply monitor ahead of time. We're going to need different control models. And this is what I hope to solve with solutions like Tropic that brings us closer to a production grade AI solution. I'll touch more on control models in a later video. Thank you. And that comes to the end of today's video.